I'd like to run. Isn't this a lonesome, lovely spot?" A campfire soon crackled with hiss and sputter, and fragrant wood smoke filled the air. Steaming kettle and savory steaks of venison cheered the hungry travelers, making them forget, for the time, the desertion of their guide and the fact that they might be lost. The last glow faded entirely out of the western sky. Night enveloped the forest, and the little glade was a bright spot in the gloom. The flickering light showed Mr. Shepherd to be a well-preserved old man with gray hair and ruddy, kindly face. The nephew had a boyish, frank expression. The girl was a splendid specimen of womanhood. Her large, laughing eyes were as dark as the shadows beneath the trees. Suddenly, a quick start on Helen's part interrupted the merry flow of conversation. She sat bolt upright with half-averted face. "Cousin, what's the matter?" asked Will quickly. Helen remained motionless. "My dear," said Mr. Shepherd sharply. "I heard a footstep," she whispered, pointing with trembling finger toward the impenetrable blackness beyond the campfire. All could hear a soft patter on the leaves. Then distinct footfalls broke the silence. The tired teamster raised his shaggy head and glanced fearfully around the glade. Mr. Shepherd and Will gazed doubtfully toward the foliage, but Helen did not change her position. The travelers appeared stricken by the silence and solitude of the place. The faint hum of insects and the low moan of the night wind seemed accentuated by the almost painful stillness. "A panther, most likely," suggested Shepherd in a voice which he intended should be reassuring. "I saw one today slinking along the trail." "I'd better get my gun from the wagon," said Will. "How dark and wild it is here," exclaimed Helen nervously. "I believe I was frightened. Perhaps I fancied it. There! Again! Listen!" Two tall, dark figures emerged from the darkness into the circle of light, and with swift, supple steps gained the campfire before any of the travelers had time to move. They were Indians, and the brandishing of their tomahawks proclaimed that they were hostile. "Huh?" grunted the taller savage as he looked down upon the defenseless, frightened group. As the menacing figures stood in the glare of the fire, gazing at the party with shifty eyes, they presented a frightful appearance. Fierce lineaments, all the more so because of bars of paint, the hideous shaven heads adorned with tufts of hair holding a single feather, sinewy, copper-colored limbs suggestive of action and endurance, the general aspect of untamed ferocity, appalled the travelers and chilled their blood. Grunts and chuckles manifested the satisfaction with which the Indians fell upon the half-finished supper. They caused it to vanish with astonishing celerity, and resembled wolves rather than human beings in their greediness. Helen looked timidly around, as if hoping to see those who would aid, and the savages regarded her with ill humor. A movement on any part of any member of the group caused muscular hands to steal toward the tomahawks. Suddenly the larger savage clutched his companion's knee. Then, lifting his hatchet, shook it with significant gesture in Shepherd's face, and at the same time putting a finger on his lips to enjoin silence. Both Indians became statuesque in their immobility. They crouched in an attitude of listening, with heads bent on one side, nostrils dilated, and mouths open. 1, 2, 3 moments passed. The silence of the forest appeared to be unbroken, but ears as keen as those of a deer had detected some sound. The larger savage dropped noiselessly to the ground, where he lay stretched out with his ear to the ground. The other remained immovable. Only his beady eyes gave signs of life, and these covered every point. Finally the big savage rose silently, pointed down the dark trail, and strode out of the circle of light. His companion followed closely at his heels. The two disappeared in the black shadows like specters, as silently as they had come. "Well," breathed Helen. "I am immensely relieved," exclaimed Will. "What do you make of such strange behavior?"